I had said ahead of time that I wanted to save the last part for all of the ways that you helped me, but kind of we're tiptoeing around it. So I think I'm okay to just talk about it. But I came to you, like I was saying, with a website and an idea. Like that's all I had. And I thought I just needed to get on a social media. I just wanted to get on Facebook with my business and not from a personal perspective. And you were like, I can post on three different platforms. We'll post 3 times a week for 6 months. And I was like, what? That just sounded like so much work. And I didn't understand your method or the reasons and how you came up with these numbers, but I was just like, okay, I need help. And so I'm just going to do it. What I didn't know, so we moved forward and we did that. You were coaching me the whole time. And I didn't realize it. It was so gentle, and they were like little nudges. You might want to do this. You might want to think about this. It would help if you kind of had some structure underneath of this. Someone who's not in your niche wouldn't understand this. Could you say it in a different way? And so it wasn't until we stopped working together and I didn't have that constant feedback. I was like, oh my God, she had been coaching me the whole time. I want to ask, like, how did you do that? Because it was smooth. How did you do that? Did you know what I needed up front and you were just gently moving me along, or did it evolve as we worked together?
Yes to all of those above. So for me, going back to the 14-year-old girl, I've been born and bred in this. This is just who I am. I am a helper. I am someone who, if I can help, if I can relate, if I have knowledge from struggling where you are now and I've overcome it, I can't stop myself from helping someone else if they're receptive. I don't force myself on anyone. I don't like to think that I do, but it's just who I am, is what the tag on my blouse says, right? And so remember when you and I first started working together, I didn't know anything about your business. And I was very forthcoming with that. And I said, I need for you to I said, it's going to take me about a good month to understand the terminology. I do my own research. I need to ask questions along the way. I can't market you unless I understand what you do. Remember, we used to have those conversations. And as I started learning, and then I would say, okay, well, we need to do X, Y, and Z, I would see your energy shift. I would see things be foreign. I would see some apprehension on
Mhm.
doing things.
Resistance,
You know,
straight up resistance. Uh
resistance.
huh.
I don't want to do these things. I don't know. And I'm never going to force you to do something. And then as I talk to you and I get to know you, I'm going to nudge you in a comfortable way where I feel you can do something. I'm not going to say, I need you to give me 16 videos because that ain't going to happen. You're not going to like me. I don't want to work with you anymore. I got to go. Right. And so it'd just be like, okay, you're going to the cabin. Can you record a video for me?
Hmm.
But what do I do? Just record yourself. Just whatever. I can edit anything. If we can use it, we can use it. If
Hmm.
we don't, we don't. Remember that?
That was so smooth. I had never recorded myself. You had to teach me to buy a ring light. Like there was so many things that I needed to figure out. But you were like, just record what you're doing in the cabin, and then you said whatever you give back to me, I can work with it. And I trusted you, and I did it. And then I saw the end result, and that encouraged me to keep recording for sure because I didn't want my face out there, and I wasn't sure how I would come across in a video. I had never posted anything where I was talking on in a video. And so I'm sure it took a lot of hand holding to get me to that point.
No, it did. It did. And you got easier and easier. And after a while, I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I got so many videos. I don't know what to do with them. But that's the place that you want to get to. And so you asked me, how did I do that? How did I know? It's just by getting to know you. And how I would work with you is going to be different than how I would work with someone else because their temperament and they're going to be different. And so again, it's all about knowing the person in front of you, what they can and cannot do. And that's my coaching style. The end result, we want the end result for 5 people to be X. Okay. But this one's going to be 1, 2, and 3. This one's going to be X, Y, and Z. This one's going to be 1, 3, and X. It's going to be a little bit different from each and every person because your tolerance level, your confidence level, your fears, your pushback, your apprehensions, your goals, your desires, all the positives as well are different. And so for you, knowing that you were a novice in this space, but yet your goal was to increase. And one thing I have to say about you, Kimberly, was you were open through your apprehension, through your uncertainty, through your fears, because I don't want to have my face and different things, right? You 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 said trust. I'm happy that you trusted me because that's important. Because I'm asking you to really do something that you're not comfortable with. And I'm going to say, I'm gonna make it okay. It's gonna be okay. And so once you started seeing that and I was good on my word, then you were able to do more. And then you're able to do more. And so that's how I did it.
I want to ask you the line between coaching and mentoring and therapy, because to me, sometimes it felt like a therapy session, like I'm spilling all my guts to you and telling you what's going on. And then you help bring it back around to move forward what I was doing. But what crossed my mind just now is I just finished Ayurveda training, and I was talking to some classmates who don't have a website and are on social media. And one person was saying to me, she's like, I don't want my face out there. And like, I heard myself saying that to you. And I gave her your speech that if you want people to come to you, they have to know something about you. They need to hear your voice, they need to see your face, how you interact, what you do in your regular life. They need to see something about you in order to decide if they want to work with you. And you were like, don't you do that when you're deciding who you want to work with? Don't you look online and see if they're out there? And you're like, well, if you want people to come to you. And she smiled probably the same way I smiled at you, because it's just like, oh yeah, that is true. And so I took it in, everything that you said, and I'm passing it along to other people.
See that? And now you're coaching. Sorry, girl, I'm a lady of particular age. I got to get my fan right. I'm so sorry.
So talk
See,
about the
now
difference
you're doing the
between
same thing.
coaching, mentoring, and therapy. Like what's the line for you at those?
That's a great question. So I'm going to tackle them a little different in order. I'm going to start with therapy.
Hmm.
So therapy is working with things from your past that are showing up in the present. It's helping you identify some things from your past childhood, previous relationships, yesterday. Okay. That is creating who you are today. It is bringing forward something. Sometimes it takes breakthroughs to say, oh my, after several sessions, oh my goodness, I remember being 5 when this happened. Is that the reason why I do that today? So therapy is really going through your past to help you identify why you do the things that you're doing today. That's what therapy is. So I am not a therapist. A coach, I pretty much explained before, I'm going to push you forward to the future. You're going to come to me and say, this is what I want to accomplish, like you did. I want this, I want that, or what have you. And then through getting to know you, understanding what your schedule is, how you're available, what your skill sets are, different things like that, I'm going to help you set up small bite size. This is how I work, bite sized goals that lead up to a bigger goal. I'm going to hold you accountable for that. And if you can't do those or something happened, we're going to talk about it. You said therapy, right? So I'm not a therapist, but there's a lot of in-depth conversations that happen. And that's where the trust comes from, because I need to also understand why something didn't happen. What's getting in the way? Is it the schedule? Is it life? Do we need to shift? Because my job is to help push you forward regardless of what you have going on. So, do we need to shift? Do we need to make some changes? Because you're going to be working with me and you're paying me, you're investing in your career, and I'm to help you excel. So, that's where those conversations come from. And then mentoring comes in, it's a connection to coaching. Mentoring is, I've been through this situation. I'm going to tell you what to do to get through it. I've walked through this tunnel already, and I'm going to show you how to dodge the bullets, how to dodge the arrows, when to put up your shield, what to say, and how to slay the dragons. I'm going to walk you through them. So you and I, we had a bunch of those things. We had goals. So that's the coaching, holding you accountable. You would do them. Why can't you do them, or whatever? And then the therapy that you said was more like the mentoring, because you're saying to me, well, I don't want to show my face and I don't want to do that. And then I would say, I don't want to do it either. but you're so good at it. Yeah, but I hate it. So then that's that relation, you want to be relatable. So I'm hoping that I explained that. Was that what you're looking for? Did that help you
Uh-huh. Yeah, that
understand?
made sense to me. Yes. Uh-huh.
Perfect. But that's really what it is. Again, the coaching and the mentoring, they kind of go hand in hand, but the coaching is so key because the whole idea of coaching is to push the needle forward. In that, sometimes with the struggles, and we're all going to have struggles, right? We're all going to fall down. Then that's when the mentoring comes in.
I wasn't aware that that was happening. It's only looking back that I realized it. And then recently, we just had a conversation, just catching up, and you were like, "I want you to explore AI. No push, no pressure, no anything. It's like this is what Claude could do for you. This is what Chat GPT. Just try it. Just look and try it and see if you like it. Of course, I'm addicted now." And you were like, "I need for you to." Um, what was the word that you used? Like I need to go out and be with other people, not socialize. There was another word that network, that
Network.
I need to network. And you gave me a concrete, I want you to go out at least twice a month. One needs to be in public and one needs to be virtual. You're like, you can do more than that if you want to. And it was just kind of like, did she just give me an assignment? We were just catching up. Like, how did I end up? But like, I know now that when you tell me stuff, I need to at least try. And it's if it's not for me and if it doesn't work out, but I have learned over the time that we've known each other that you don't tell me anything for nothing and that I can at least try, no matter how resistant or how uncomfortable or whatever. And it takes me a while. I am resisting while you're talking. I'm not doing that. Who is she talking to? I'm not doing that. And then we leave and I sit there and I'm just kind of like, she knows what she's talking about. Why won't you just go ahead and do one or two things and see how it feels? And so, um, you are so, I keep wanting to say smooth, but that's not the word that I want. Patient, for sure. And very much this could help you. It's up to you if you want to do it and take advantage of it. But my suggestion is this is something that might be helpful. And I love that. I would resist and rebel if it came any other way than how you do it.
That means so much to me. Um, it is really what I strive for. And I do it in my day to day. I do it with my teams. I manage how I coach. Um, and again, it's knowing who you're talking to. If I have someone who's a little bit more advanced or aggressive, or I'm going to just be like, okay, this is what I need you to do. I'm going to set the bar higher because they're like, I need more. I'm antsy. Give me more. Give me more. I can't sit still. You have those people. But then you have to know and just say, okay, well, just try it. That's why I said one in person because I know you, right? And one virtual. And I know that you might not do the one in person. If you do, oh my goodness, I'm going to do a backflip, right? But I know that you'll do the one virtually. So it's for me, I like to coach giving someone something I know that they will accomplish that's in their comfort zone. And then one other thing that's a nudge.
Ah, see, now I know your secret.
I'm telling my
Well, and
secrets.